Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford, Paddock. I am Mckola. I wasn't with you guys yesterday, and it was an absolute mental one, wasn't it? But I was tuned in. Hats off to the boys. Fans have some real momentum at the moment, and possibly backed, although I don't trust them, by the government with legislation. We could potentially see these owners finally gone, which would be a dream to all of us. Now, we can't get ahead of ourselves. We know that would take 2, 3, 4 billion pounds. But if the legislation is put in by government that there has to be some form of fan representation or fan ownership of clubs, then the European Super League might be the thing football needed it. Just not in the form that those greedy bastards fought. Like, the mere presence of it and the death of it could revitalise football again and send the game back into the hands of its fans. Now, as much as that may not happen, there's a little bit of hope there. And where there's hope, hopefully we can keep this momentum going now. So there's protests happening this week. Arsenal fans, Manchester United fans, and we'll be giving you the details of those in this video. We'll also be getting some of my thoughts on what went down yesterday as well, getting some of your thoughts on what happened yesterday as well. So keep your comments coming in, keep your super chats coming in, get hitting that like button and get subscribing as well. So where do we start, eh? Yesterday, I woke up thinking, first off, let me say feeling real shit. Like, there was a little pain on my chest. It felt like when I went to sleep, I had a brick on my chest. Like, it didn't feel right. As a fan of football, as a fan that's, all right, I might not be from this Manchester, but I've spent most of my life with my dad going to games. And it felt like a big part of me was going to be gone. I wasn't sure whether I'd ever go to a game again. I definitely weren't going to go to Super League games. I probably would have went to domestic games. But the mere fact that all of that was going through not just my mind, it's not just me, you know what I mean? Every Manchester United fan's mind, every, football fans, or at least the football fans of those clubs, is a disgrace. Like, we were actually possibly contemplating life without football. What the fuck? That can't run. And these greedy bellends trying to take it off us. You gotta be mad. It was, oh man. But yesterday morning as well, whilst I had those pains, after hearing Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, who I thought spoke really well, and I was glad Gary Neville said he felt a bit complicit in what happened. He felt like he should have maybe said something sooner. But I also understood his explanation for it. And the fact that he is now coming out and using words like leeches about these guys is music to my ears. But it was really great to hear two ex-players from opposing clubs coming out and vocally being against it, because that set the tone for everybody else. And it wasn't just Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher. We had, voices from around the game, not just from Sky, BT, all these places. And I know Sky and BT have their own intentions. Sky and BT want to make sure their money's not getting affected. And we know full well Sky and BT probably would have been at the forefront of trying to get Super League rights if they could. But the mere fact that we had the footballing world coming together, people like Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, all of the fan bases, hats off to Chelsea fans, Leeds fans, Liverpool fans, all these guys that showed out at the stadiums, they were obviously afforded that opportunity because there were games there. We also saw some United fans at Old Trafford with banners and things. And that is going to hopefully crank up this week as we go on, and we'll give you the details about that. So then yesterday, we hear that, and we hear the news that, the Super League's happening. Then we start to hear Chelsea, City, cracks are showing. These guys are looking to get out. Now, first off, Chelsea and City, they're all scumbags. But use like crumbled first. Crumbled like a digestive. Yous like went first, like to try and make it out like it weren't your fault. People saying, oh, City and Chelsea just went along for the, because they didn't want to feel left out. They're part of the problem, bruv. You could have made a stand. You could have said, no, we don't need the money. No, we're not going along with this. Made a stand from the start. Just because you went out first, that's not making a stand. That shows you were the weakest. You couldn't even hold to your guns. And then to hear people like Trevor Sinclair, former City player, coming out and being shook to say anything about the owners. You pussy. Say something. Today on Twitter, earlier on today, 5 of the 7 top trends were Kroenke out, Glazers out, this out, that out. Like, of all those teams that were involved in this, except for City, could you like have been sucking the teeth of them for too long, trying to lap up all these trophies, ignoring that they've been sports washing. So you're happy to ignore this European Super League stuff and the power grab and the cash grab that just took place. Show out against your owners. Don't be scared. We're in England, bruv. We can protest. They can't do nothing. Show out against them. Like, hopefully, Arsenal and Manchester United fans will be this week. We hear Arsenal fans are going to be protesting against Kroenke at Highbury, at the Emirates on Friday. And we also hear Manchester United fans. We've shared the posts on Stretford Paddock socials. I've shared the posts on my socials that there will be an anti-Glazer protest on Saturday at Old Trafford at 3 p.m. Now, it says meeting point at the Trinity statue. I'm hoping there's going to be so many people there that you can't meet at the Trinity statue. You got to meet your mates on Sir Matt Busby Way. And the reason why I think this could be a little bit different, still difficult. You need a lot of money to get rid of these. But what gives you hope, what gives you a little bit of hope, is the fact that the legislation could be forced through. Now, again, it may just be the emotions, the joyfulness, like everything that's come out from yesterday, and we're getting carried away with ourselves. And this is nothing more than a dream. But while there is hope, and we've seen over the last year or so, protests can work. We saw, without even kicking up a proper fuss, football fans made these bastards crumble. We can hopefully do something, whether it's getting some sort of fan representation on the ownership, or, who knows, the total dream, getting rid of them completely. So, show out for your football clubs. Show out against your owners. If you're not a Man United fan or an Arsenal fan and you're watching this, and you can, go to those protests with those fans. Because getting rid of these owners will be the best thing for the game. And while the European Super League has fallen apart, the European Super League is dead. All these clubs fell out. As we heard, Chelsea and City drop out yesterday. Woodward resigns and Manchester United follow. Whilst we have got rid of that threat at the moment, it could still come back. These owners could still be in charge. You hear about John W. Henry today giving some sort of apology to Liverpool fans. Get a grip, bruv. Nobody believes you. At least, though, he could apologise. Manchester United released a statement, and I'll read this statement because I'm still struggling to understand what the fuck it means. They released a statement, and the only reply I could have for it was, say sorry, bruv. Say sorry. The first, let's start somewhere. Say sorry. We know they wouldn't mean it, but say sorry. They didn't do it. This is what they said. Short and sweet. Wankers. Manchester United will not be participating in the European Super League. We have listened carefully to the reaction from our fans, the UK government, and other key stakeholders. Listen to this. We remain committed to working with others across the football community to come up with sustainable solutions to the long-term challenges facing the game. Sustainable for who? The Glazers, the Bucks, your back pocket. Because it's not sustainable for the football pyramid. It's not sustainable for the game we've all grown and love. And we're Man United fans. We benefit from this. We'd have more of the best players, more money for our team, be able to watch better games. But that's not football. My first ever game was against Sheffield Wednesday, I remember feeling like shit crying because we lost against York City, bruv. You wouldn't be getting them. Like, what those teams, and people say, oh, no one watches those games. Cool, you don't watch them, I will. But those teams are what make football. You can't have Manchester United without the other teams. You just can't do it. And you can say, well, the Premier League still would have happened. The European Super League was a replacement for the Champions League. Cool story, bro. It kills the Premier League. It kills the domestic leagues. Because if you have no competition for European spots, if you have no competition for those bigger teams, so when Spurs and Chelsea and United and City or Liverpool or whoever realize they can't win the league, they can toss it off. You know why? Because they're guaranteed to be in the European Super. Where is the competition? Where is the edge? Where is the drive for players to get better? Where is the drive for these owners to improve us? You see how the owners at Manchester United have been spending money just to make sure we get in that Champions League? They would stop investing. They'd start taking more cream for themselves. And what would we be left with? Getting battered off Real Madrid and Barcelona every week. So I'm absolutely delighted that it hasn't gone ahead. As I say again, well done to those football fans that protest. Well done to those football fans that made their voices heard. Well done to everybody. Well done to the journalists even that came out. Well done to just all of them. Because there was real impact. But let's not let that stop. Remember, the Glazers are still in charge. Protests on the weekend, Saturday, 3 p.m. at Old Trafford. Kroenke still in charge of Arsenal. Protests at Emirates. I think it's 6 p.m. on Friday. Show out for your team. Show out for the sport. And let's see where this can go. Let's see where it can go. Because it'd be great if we could push it a little bit further, innit? Now, as I said before, we heard about potential legislation coming through, which could force change. 51 is coming, is the new hashtag. Well, later on today, on Stretford Paddock, Mr. Stephen Alson sat down and got to ask a question or two to Andy Burnham, the Manchester mayor. And maybe he will have more to say on whether we can get legislation pushed through and what the ins and outs of that will be. So make sure you're joining us for that a little bit later on today. The edit's not finished yet, so I'm not sure on a certain time, but you're looking around 7, 8 p.m. maybe for that one. So make sure you're subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and get on that video later on today as well. But like I was saying, I'm absolutely buzzing with what happened yesterday. I was gutted I weren't here with the lads. We have got some super chats to read out. Kevin Millington says, no forgiveness, no redemption, Glazers out. Couldn't have said it better myself. Declan Platt says, I finish work at 4 on Saturday, so will the protest be going on past 5? And hopefully see yous there. Big up Shawberto, Carlos also, and the team. I assume so, mate. I assume so. Just get yourself down there. It's worth having a look. We need to blacken the name of JP Morgan too. Every post against the Glazers should also include JP Morgan. Make investors nervous, hurt their pockets, says Mark F. with another super chat. Thank you very much for your super chats today. We got another one from Sushrut who says, how can fans from India help you in this protest? Advise even we are ready for anything. Okay, maybe you can lobby sponsors. Maybe you can lobby even, bro, you're in India, yeah? MPs in the UK don't know that. Tweet the hell out of them. Say, do something. Like, they don't know where you are. They don't know that you're in India. You can tweet you find out who the MP is for your local MP. Your local MP. Find out who your local MP is and just tweet them. Send him an email. Lobby the sponsors. Just make, and if not, just support in spirit. And social media can help as well. And I'm not gonna lie, I've for a long time felt like, look, you're not getting rid of the Glazers. But this legislation thing, if that happens, it's a little bit of hope there. Ian Hamilton says, Adam, it's simple. The Glazers are their absolute weakness. Mobilisation now with enough pressure can make them fold. A wounded wildebeest they are. And there was also talk yesterday as well. I think it was Mike Keegan from the Daily Mail. You don't buy the Daily Mail, by the way. But Mike Keegan, who commented that this may be the tipping point for the Glazers and they may think we've milked this cow as long as we can. See you later. Dean says, coming from Ireland for the protest on Saturday, where is the best place to get info? Up the red, Glazers out. If you can bring that graphic back onto the screen, please, my brother Joe. He's done that just there. So that's the information that we've got. Now, I must repeat, this isn't organised by Stretford Paddock. This isn't organised by me. We are just amplifying what is already out there with the fans. We will be there. We will give an opportunity for fans to speak and make their voices heard and let everyone know why they are protesting, and we will be part of that protest. But we haven't organised it. It's been organised organically by fans, I believe. And I think that's the most important thing. This isn't about any one individual. This isn't about any one individual group or fan channel or anything like that. This is about Manchester United fans showing out against these lot. So show out if you can. Can't believe there's people coming from Ireland. And I was definitely going to be going because I wanted to go there in the hope that something would happen. But now I'm hearing things like that. I reckon it could be good. Juan Cafe says we were open the system in the States, boycott the MLS. You know what, yeah? We don't need to boycott the MLS because the footballing world does that for us. SK says, are you guys talking with other communities and channels, etc.? Yes, we've been speaking with, not on video. We will hopefully get some videos done, but we do have conversations with people as well. Jay and Steve and everybody on myself, we've been getting in touch with the likes of Must and everyone, Andy Mitten, etc., reaching out to these guys and fans, that don't have a platform. We can be your platform. But we've been reaching out to all these guys to see if we can either get statements from them to pass through us and amplify those statements, or get them on the channel themselves, or just get a message from them that we can share. So we have been liaising with different supporter groups, Manchester United supporter groups, and we will continue to do so. Look, whether people like me or not, or like Jay or like Joe or like Steve or not, we don't care. If you're a United fan, this is your channel, this is your platform. So even if you think, I can't stand them guys, put that to the side and use the platform. It's here for you. So that's all I can say really about that. Keith says, we've got a result yesterday, but need to keep this going. Let's get our club back and get these owners out. Bang on Keith. It's the start. Wish I could hug you, says Big Tony. Talking about that. I could do with a hug. Yesterday would have been mint. If I was in here, hugs would have been getting dished out left, right, and centre. I would have been like one matter. Gustav says, yesterday we stood United as football fans. Today we stand United as Man United fans. Let's keep up the momentum and pressure. And I want to give a big shout out to, you might not have ever heard me say this before, my captain, Harry Maguire. What a man. You know what? I'm not going to say nothing. He could head the ball in his own net now. I'm not going to say nothing. Bro, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, I believe Juan Mata, David De Gea were big parts of the revolt within the dressing room against this European Super League, against that pussy old Ed Woodward, against moving us from the Champions League. Harry Maguire, the captain, stepping forward, confronting Ed Woodward. Luke Shaw with a powerful statement online. Marcus Rashford posting. You hear stories about the hair and Mata being in. Bro, hats off to all of yous lot. Hats off to you. Because a lot of footballers, yeah, especially the footballers within, let's say you're David De Gea, for example. David De Gea plays for Man United. Getting into the Super League guarantees you European football. It probably guarantees you bigger wages and a better contract. And you know what? In a couple years' time, you're going to retire from the game. But he didn't think about himself. That's why I got to rate these players, They didn't think about themselves. They didn't think about what, them playing in the best competition with the best players every week. They didn't think about none of that. They thought about the sport. They thought about the game. And they deserve a lot of credit for that. A lot of credit. And yeah, bro, I've criticised Maguire a lot for his, as a captain, as a player in the past. I've criticised him a lot. More recently, I think he's been excellent, and I've said that. So it's not an agenda thing. But yesterday, he stood up like a proper Manchester United captain. That is what you want your captain to be doing. So hold tight, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Rashford, and the lads. And I know Bruno Fernandes was kicking off. I know it. Wouldn't be surprised if he booted fuck out of Ed Woodward while he was at it. So yeah, man. It was a scary moment, We've got this team, like it might not be the best team in the world or the best team we've ever had, but I love a lot about this team. Like, we nearly lost it all. It's fucking mental. A video breaking down the actual logistics and financials of what buying United out would take from someone who knows that side of things. Says Andy. As I said, I believe someone said we were working on something like that, right? When I came into the office this morning. And like I said, we can do those things. We want to do those things. We're not just here for the fan cams and the reactions. We're here for serious stuff. And actually, these are the kind of things that need us. So, yeah, we're here. Another comment says, I'm from Belfast. I'm getting the boat over. So it looks like plenty of people are planning on getting over. I don't know how legal that is. So, I never told you to come here if it's illegal. But, bro, we need to show out on the weekend. So ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Saturday, 3 p.m. Old Trafford. Be there. Let's get Greta Thunberg and David Attenborough hashtagging Glazers out the plastic bottle jobs. I was wondering where that comment was going, Tats, and it was a good one in the end. It was well worth it. It was well worth it. So yeah, amazing stuff. Anything else you want to talk about today, guys? But yeah, like I said, I'm just delighted. Remember, we got a video coming up with Andy Burnham later on, Stephen Alson as well, so make sure you check that out. We got loads more content coming your way. The boat with the super chat says, when we need him the most, he came good, my captain. Can you please make sure you're subscribing to the channel? Get hitting that subscribe button, like, comment, share, all that stuff. Remember, protests. If you're in London, even if you're not an Arsenal fan, show out to the Kroenke protests. If you can get to Manchester or you're in Manchester on Saturday, Manchester United fans, football fans, show out for the Glazer Out protest at Old Trafford, Saturday, 3 p.m. I want to see Semat Busby chock-a-block like it's a match day. So, you've heard when the protests are. Make sure you're there if you can be there. If you're not, try and make your voices heard as much as possible on social media. And let's see if we can keep this momentum going and get rid of these bastards from our game. It's a long shot, but there's hope. And where there's hope, we got a chance. Anyway, get your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Long live football. I'm out of here.